So really excited today. We are in the beautiful county of Dorset and we are about to walk two ancient Holloways, Shute Lane and Hells Lane.
So tell us what a Holloway is, John.
A Holloway is an ancient road. It's actually Saxon for Holloways, I think, or sunken road. And they are tracks that have been worn down by the passage of people and carts over time and tell the story of thousands of layers of history. So the best place to start an exploration of these ancient Holloways is the Symonsbury estate. Plenty of car parking, lovely facilities, cafe, toilets, wonderful shop as well, full of fantastic gifts. So we're parked there and now we're heading out firstly onto Shute Lane. So the approach to Shute Lane takes us past the iconic Colmer's Hill, which you can see here. It does have an air of ancient mystery with those trees on top, but in fact they were planted in the last century or so by the owners of the Symonsbury estate to mark various weddings and family events.
Dorset has such beautiful rolling landscape. Look at this to my right.
Doesn't look as if I'll be needing the sunglasses as we enter this semi-subterranean world. So the main reason why this hollow way has been worn away over time is the nature of the rock here. It's a very soft sandstone which through the feet of centuries has just been worn away gradually, footstep by footstep, cartwheel by cartwheel.
So this hollow is also particularly interesting to plant specialists, and that is to do with all the plants that are growing up the side here and the protection they provide for birds, little mammals, and all those little insects that thrive, I think is the word, thrive in this habitat. Yes, apparently it's a very temperate climate.
Yeah, it almost has the atmosphere of a jungle in here, quite humid. Even on a warm day like this, you get little pockets of cool air, so it's its own little microclimate. So come with us up Shute Lane and let's see how many carvings we can find that have an ancient and mystical air about them. So you can see as we go up now, it starts to get really deep at places. Shute Lane is about 30 foot deep, and you can just see on the left as you're looking at the screen one of those deep ravines that have been carved away over time.
So one of the uses of this lane apparently was as a pilgrimage route.
That's right, we don't know exactly where from and to, although not far from here there's a church called Whitchurch Canonicorum, and it is very special in England because it's one of only two churches, the other one being Westminster Abbey, that has the actual relics or bones of a saint deposited there, St Witter. Of course, in Westminster Abbey, it's St Edward the Confessor.
So if you know where this pilgrimage route went to, from, then drop it in the comments below and let us know.
Tree there, barely clinging on to existence at the top of that ravine. Similar on the other side, I'd be loath to be walking here on a stormy night. We're starting now to see some carvings in these rocks. Now, some of them have the air of being quite ancient, but according to a local guidebook, they date all the way back to the 1970s, so probably not as old as even I am. Traditional Anglo-Saxon elephant up there. Brian's been here. Some of these we can specifically date because people have left their initials and the year 1991. Some really good quality ones here, of a similar quality that you might see carved in local churches.
Although the carvings here only date back a few decades, it is possible that people have been carving here for many more years before that.
Yes, the very soft rock from which this Holloway was created, it means that carvings don't stay very long, but there's no documentary evidence of earlier carvings. Perhaps we'll never know. So as well as the pilgrimage route that Dawn mentioned, it's known that this lane was also used to transport stone from a quarry at the top of the hill down to build some of the village of Symonsbury down at the bottom. It's also believed it was used to carry goods coming in at West Bay off the English Channel up to villages and towns at the far end of this lane. Some accounts say that the ancient British and Celtic tribes that inhabited this land before the coming of the Romans would also have used this lane. So now emerged from Shute's Lane and we walked up about another quarter of a mile. We had lovely views across the Dorset countryside. We could actually see the sea there from where plenty of goods came in that would have been transported up Shute's Lane and the accompanying Hell Lane, which we'll visit in a little while. So I reached the top of Shute's Lane. We took a little detour up here just to admire the great Dorset landscapes, and now we're taking a left and down Hell's Lane towards North Chiddock, is it called?
I believe so. Writing on the wall.
Doesn't seem to be as much graffiti on initial impressions, but let's have a look.
Some writing.
Yeah, Paul's been here.
Wow, you have to admire these trees though, don't you? Look at the roots. As John said earlier, I don't think I'd want to be stood here when there's a storm.
So a bit of a mudslide here going down Hell's Lane, so I think I'm going to turn back, go back down Shute's Lane and into the lovely village of Simonsbury. So yes, here you can see another factor that has caused these lanes to be created: natural weather and erosion. We've concluded we prefer Shute's Lane with its 1970s folk art to Hell's Lane with its very threatening trees, deep ravines and muddy trail. A bit like a gorge coming down here. Now where Dawn's standing, I'm just wondering if that was some sort of shelter, if any travellers passing by here, pilgrimage, whatever they were up to, and the weather was very inclement, if a shelter had been carved into the sandstone here. So a place where custom and folklore can tell us quite a lot, a place where scientific research can tell us a bit more, but there aren't really many written sources telling us about this Holloway.
So as you walk along here, you just imagine the kind of people that would have walked these paths in the past, and you put your own interpretation on what their lives would have been like.
Yeah, if you look at the last few videos I've made, they're very much being based on contemporary sources, written information from the 19th century. But yeah, this is a slightly different take from us along an ancient trackway, which is a place of wonder, a place of mystery, a place of prehistory.
So we made our way back down Shute's Hill to the beautiful village of Simonsbury.
We reflected on the difference between history that is recorded and history that is supposition, visited the wonderful church, and then it remained to visit the Simonsbury estate and have some well-earned refreshment. So we hope you've enjoyed this video on a walk up Shute's Lane and Hell Lane. If you have, please give the video a like, and if you'd like to see more of our history journeys around the UK, then please subscribe to the channel. We aim to bring regular and varied history content.
So please come and join us again where every journey begins with a path to the past.